Hi, everyone. It's another Mondays with Melissa. Last week, we talked to Melissa Corkum, and she shared so many great things about the Safe and Sound Protocol, blocked care, her new book coming out, talking to your adopted kids about them being adopted, so many good things. So if you missed that episode, go back and listen to it. I know that you won't regret spending the extra time listening to that episode. Today, we're going to talk a little bit more about caring for your nervous system. Last week, Melissa talked about the Safe and Sound Protocol and the polyvagal theory. And I know that is not always doable for every one of us to add another appointment, to add another thing that we're doing. And so I just wanted to offer some more simple things to take care of your nervous system that you could do for now. I do still think that it would be good for you to look into the Safe and Sound Protocol, or even just reach out to Melissa and ask her more questions about it. But it's not necessary. It isn't a requirement for you to have a healthy nervous system. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to give you some 4 things for you to maybe try out, see if it helps with you. But I want to just really quickly talk about why we want to take care of our nervous system as caregivers, as adults who are in the lives of our children and trying to help them grow up to be healthy, emotionally intelligent children or adults. Sorry about that. So our kids sometimes still need us to help them regulate. So, of course, it would be the best if our kids could just grow up, and of course, it would be the best if everyone just was able to learn how to regulate and just regulate themselves the rest of their lives. But that's not the reality. The reality is that when our nervous system is stressed, that sometimes we need someone to help us regulate. And I even still need that as an adult. I still need my husband to give me a big hug for 20 seconds to just get my body reset. And that's okay. The thing is that if we are helping our kids co-regulate, our body has to feel regulated. Otherwise, they're going to feel that we are amped up, dysregulated, triggered, not in a good space. So by taking care of our nervous system, we can provide for them, our bodies, as a safe space to help them regulate when their lid is flipped, when they're in the red, when they're dysregulated. So let's take care of our nervous systems because it trickles down to our kids. All right. The first 4 things, or the 4 things that we're going to talk about. The first one is, this one's so simple, you guys. We can all do this. Sleep well, eat well, move your body. If our body is being taken care of, it allows our nervous system to not feel so amped up and on high alert. Okay. So if we are getting good sleep at night, and for some of us, that's more sleep than others, and that's okay. My husband does not need as much sleep as I do. And we just know that. And he doesn't shame me about that. We just both know that I need more sleep. So I can't function on the amount of sleep that he gets, but he can. And it's not that he's not sleeping. He just is able to get less sleep and still be healthy. Eating well. If we are just constantly eating junk food or Starbucks every day or fast food because we're busy, there's nothing wrong with that until there is something wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to be feeding our body with nutritious food. And it doesn't need to mean like we're eating spinach, and good food can taste good. Spinach tastes good, for the record. But it doesn't mean that we need to just go on this strict like spinach, kale, chicken diet. We can eat good, healthy food that tastes really good. And then it allows for treats every so often, right? It allows for us to have that Starbucks once a week, and listen, hear me. When I am in high stress, Starbucks is my go-to. It is what keeps me sane. But I also know that it doesn't help me feel better in the long run, that I then start to get headaches when I don't drink Starbucks, or I start to feel sick to my stomach if I drink too much Starbucks. So it's that balance, but making sure that we are eating as healthy as we can, so that our nervous system, again, doesn't have to be on overdrive trying to keep our gut healthy. All right. And then moving our body. So this can even just mean a walk one walk a day. Go on a family walk. Play with your kids outside. That's moving your body. We can't just be sitting on the couch all day or, going from sitting in the chair at work to sitting on the couch. Move your body, exercise, do some things that are going to increase your heart rate for a little bit of time, and also it'll model for your kids that exercise is good. Okay, that was the first one. Basically, taking care of your body, being healthy. The second is stretching or yoga. Okay, so stretching is so good. And again, it allows your nervous system to feel taken care of. It allows your nervous system to just slow down enough to feed your body with the right things. So stretching can be as simple as just setting the timer for 10 minutes and doing some stretches. I don't think that anybody needs to watch a video on how to stretch. We all did stretching in elementary school and junior high. So do some of those, pull those out, sit on the floor and try and touch your toes, do the butterfly, get your kids involved in it. My kids love to stretch with me when they see me on the floor stretching, but also yoga. And a few weeks ago, we talked to Cassie Day and she talked about yoga. And then I was able to give you some resources for yoga. So go back and listen to, I think it was episode 4, where I gave you some resources for some YouTube yoga that you can watch on YouTube or find a local yoga studio and go once a week. Just do yoga once a week or stretch in your own home, 10 minutes a day. That stretching is so good for your nervous system. Okay, kind of along the same lines as yoga. Actually, it is along the same lines as yoga, but I'm going to say this is number 3, which is breath work. So allowing our body to feel how breath can calm our brains, calm our bodies, calm our nervous system. And so there's different ways to do breath work. If you do yoga, yoga does breath work all the time. So that's like a component of yoga. So if you do yoga, then you don't even have to do the stretches of yoga. Just remember some of the breathing techniques that they teach you in yoga and just pull those out when you're driving in the car or when you're cooking dinner or, even when you're trying to co-regulate with your child. If you are using breath work, their body is going to feel your body doing that, and they're going to pick up on it. So some of the things can be as simple as just breathing in through your nose to the count of 4 and breathing out through your mouth to the count of 4. We call those square breaths. So you breathe in through the count of 4 while you draw a square with your finger in the air, just an invisible square. And then when you draw that square again, you breathe out. You could do circle breath, same thing. You're just drawing a circle and you're breathing in while you draw the circle, and then you breathe out while you draw the circle. You could do, with your kids, you could do smell the cookie and then blow it to cool it off, or smell the soup and blow it to cool it off. And those are great ways to just encourage breathing. Another one that I love to do with kids is just laying on the ground and putting a stuffed animal on your belly, on their belly, on your belly. You both do it together. And then you breathe in and you try and get the stuffed animal to go up. And then when you breathe out, you get the stuffed animal to go down. And that is encouraging those deep diaphragm breaths that aren't, that go deeper down. And it's, again, when we learn about the polyvagal theory, we know that the polyvagal nerve is connected from the brain all the way down to the gut. And so that deep diaphragm breathing helps with that. It helps calm the nerves. It helps keep the nerves growing and getting stronger. Okay, so I will put more in the show notes about some different ways to do breath work and ways to find yoga. I will list those again. Another thing you could do is meditation with breath work. So it doesn't have to be yoga. It could just be sitting in the quiet, in the dark, wake up 10 minutes before your kids and do some meditation. It can be guided meditation. There's lots of apps that can lead you through guided meditation. My Apple Watch will even do, I have a little app on my Apple Watch that I can do a guided meditation through my Apple Watch. And it's really just sitting in the quiet, in the still, focusing on your breath and letting the big thoughts just like float out. When we're focused on our breathing and our breath, especially if we do guided meditation, it stops our brain from thinking about all the things that fill us with anxiety and dread and worry and depression and all of that. So 10 minutes a day. Just try and do some meditation, 10 minutes a day. All right. And the last thing is journaling. If you can find 10 minutes, again, you guys, all of these is just 10 minutes, with the exception of eating, sleeping, and moving your body. But even that, move your body for 10 minutes, that's great. The more, the better. But if 10 minutes is all you got, awesome. These are all really simple things that you can just do starting today. So journaling, get out a candle that you love, a favorite scent that just like calms you, that makes you feel good, that maybe takes you to a good place. I love the Bath and Body Works candles during the different seasons. Like in the winter, I love the balsam fir because it just smells like Christmas. And then in the summer, I like to try out the ones that like Tiki Beach, I think that's what it's called. I'll link those in the show notes too, because I just love them. But they take me to another place, these candles, the scents. So whether it's a candle or a Scentsy or coffee, maybe making yourself a cup of coffee, if coffee is a calming scent for you, and then just sit down and write. Journal about whatever is in your head. Get it out of your mind and onto the paper. It doesn't have to make sense. You just dump it out onto the paper. You could even set the timer for 10 minutes and just set the timer and you write until that timer goes off. And it may be your grocery list. It might be a dream you had. It could be anything. It could be your worries. It could be the things that are going well. It could be a gratitude journal. Whatever it is, use that time to just like center yourself and allow your body to smell the smells and to feel the feels and to just get your big thoughts out onto paper. Those are all great ways to take care of your nervous system. And if we do that regularly, then we are able to help our kids co-regulate when they need that, which is often. And that's okay. All right, you guys, those are my tips for taking care of your nervous system. Please feel free to, you can check out please go ahead and go check out the show notes. If you didn't, if you're driving the car and you didn't have a chance to write this stuff down, I always put the tips and tricks in the show notes so that you can find those. Next week, I have my friend Julie Higley on, and she is going to talk about being a foster mom and, just kind of how she has her journey through foster care. I know that you, just her journey through foster care. She is so amazing. She's a 2 on the Enneagram, so she loves to help. And we're going to talk about her doing a better job of setting boundaries. So if you're a 2 on the Enneagram, or you are a wing 2, or if you know nothing about the Enneagram, but you love to help people, you'll want to listen to this episode because Julie has some great things to say. Okay, everyone, I hope that you are having an amazing day, and I cannot wait for next week. Come back. As always, subscribe to the podcast, send me a review because I like reviews. Tell me what I'm doing well, or tell me what I'm not doing well. I'm cool with that. It's not going to hurt my feelings. And share with a friend. All right, have a great day.